everyone's looking at this thinking, Game 7, Rise. He is unbelievably icy. But what if he's not feeling it and he gets onto that map and he thinks, oh, okay, I'm not quite in it straight away. Does he then get into his own head or does the ice take over? This is where we're going to be finding out who goes to face off against Karmine Corp in the grand finals. Will it be Vitality anew or will it be Oxygen?
The ice of Rise versus the potential fatality of Vitality. 5 minutes separate both his teams from a grand finals against Karmine Corp. And the way they're both playing, I bet they'd really fancy that one today. Who starts it better? Traditionally in this series, it's been Vitality that started games the better, taking so many leads. So Oxygen step one is not to concede early, and they've just about succeeded there. And the Iceman, he do cometh.
What? How do you read that? That was a pinch going right below the crossbar. It's above your head. That is famously one of the hardest positions to save from. And Rise goes, we go next here. That has just chipped off a tiny little bit of the icicles forming around his face.
Madness. We remain at 0-0. Vitality have lost their free early goal. It's a great bump from Radosin. They now realize they're going to have to work for every single thing they get. You always do on Champions Field. Sizing up against Jorius. He's missed it, actually. It falls for another Oxygen player sneaking in. Jorius wants to get it over the top. And this time it's Alpha with the big save.
Archie challenged mid-air by Sizen, who have been so aggressive alongside, I don't say Radosin, but alongside the other two on Vitality. Their aggression has been almost matching Oxygen at times. They have been trying to push them as far back into their half as they can to make them not confident. Rise and Jorius, though, committing on that ball. You don't want to be seeing those double commits come in, especially at vital moments like this. That one's shot wide, unfortunately, by Sizen. And we're seeing a couple of cracks starting to form, but who can fill them in and become the victor?
They're moving on to 2 extra mistakes on Champions Field just because of that extra pressure. Makes it all the more exciting. Radosin's chasing this one. Will get 100 boost and does manage to catch up with the ball as well. Alpha is desperate for the ball, but it's just the challenge at the top of the aerials arc by Radosin there. Vitality keep it alive. Oxygen almost make the most of a little bump between 2 Vitality players. It's Sizen who has it here. Archie to the left. Vitality doing well, Stumpy, just to get that ball on blue territory and keep it there for a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Vitality are making sure that, I mean, literally going with the offense is the best defense argument. They're not wanting to give that space to Oxygen, considering what they can do. Alpha shooting towards the net, but it was relatively safe as Jorius waits there. Just sees that ball coming towards him, can save it away. Into the skies is Alpha again from the ceiling, but he jumps off this time, so has to go to the ground. Goes for the bump instead, actually. That gives Radosin space to shoot, but it also gives Archie a lot of space to save.
Sizen up against Archie. Alpha gets it back to Sizen, and so one more pass, not quite, it's a snapshot. Risey jumped for it, he might have had it covered, but it was going to be tough at that near post, but now it's Archie over the top of 2 of them. The extra touch is all he needs, and it's 1-0 Oxygen.
Archie scoring 4 goals in 2 games. The end of this series has been his. He tips it far along, Boost to catch up to it. Alpha not able to make that touch. And the orange half lighting up green with the check mark of Oxygen.
Just past the halfway mark as well on Champions Field. An important goal. Jorius wants to get a second one, but he finds Alpha right in his way. Radosin and Sizen, all Vitality players are involved in this attack. Are we going to get the instant equalizer? Yes, we are.
That's so confident. The double kick for Alpha
well.
and Sizen. Sizen continues, gets out that play. Radosin then catches it in the air, double taps it, opposite corner to where Jorius ever wanted that ball to go. We are back at level pegging.
We are learning so much about these teams in this early stage of the split as well. Their comeback ability. And the kickoffs of Vitality have been good. There's another decent one. Rise isn't able to get past Sizen, but Archie just booms it long. Maybe we'll settle for a little bit into some boomable, as maybe these players, Stumpy, need to calm down for a second. Not of Jorius with the ball. Archie's coming in. It's almost 2-1. Save for now, and Sizen can clear.
Another shot for Archie, continuing, by the way, his 93% goal participation in this series.
Mad.
14 out of 15 Oxygen goals have either been scored by him or assisted by him. He's got 7 goals, 7 assists. That is grotesque.
Oh, slows that from Jorius. Saved by Sizen, who saw it coming. I'm glad he did, because I didn't. Here's Sizen again, just getting rid of that ball as much as he can. This time it's Oxygen, who have complete control of the play. Time ticking down, not much of it left. Next goal could very well be the winner. Archie's trying to make it his own. Get his 3 millionth goal of the series. It's coming in from Rise, though, sneaking it in. Saved by Radosin.
We approach this final minute. Dead level. Alpha just shooting wide of that target. Couldn't quite catch up to it as Radosin's Pass was a little bit too far. Sizen picking up that back boost, leaves the ball for Alpha, who's going to be continuing around the back of Rise. Rise with 0 has to get something if this offense wants to continue. But Radosin tapping it towards Jorius. Archie being that gnat, flying around the side of the oxygen, or sorry, rather, of the Vitality net, making sure that they do not feel happy, just waiting back to save away these devastating shots from the other boys in green.
That's the bounce that I don't think Vitality wanted, but Radosin was grateful just to see it fall onto his car so he could get rid at least for now. Sizen is in so quick again. Rapidity is what's been huge for Vitality. Alpha's beaten. Sizen is already there, though, but he's got no boost. He can only send it high, and Archie's got a clean hit. He takes to the ceiling. This is so awkward for Radosin. But what a read!
Radosin. Oh, shut up! Why were you up so early, and why was it so good?
Stumpy's disgusted. Vitality are happy. Rise is bundling the ball almost home. It's going to be ending with attacks from Oxygen, it seems. Rise catches it. Just waiting, seeing what Alpha's going to do. Overtime beckons, but it's not here yet. Sizen sends it long, unless Archie makes a huge error. We are going to head into Game 7 overtime.
The start of this series did not feel like a Game 7 overtime kind of thriller. It was 3-1 to Vitality. They were running away with it. And yet, Oxygen have come back an unbelievable degree, becoming that team we've seen them battle through and win a regional before as. Now Jorius towards that blue net. Archie can try and tap it down. That angle felt like it was coming.
There's definitely a chance the way Archie's playing as well. Rise gets that one a little bit too much on the pinch. And Sizen can come forward. No boost, but that hasn't stopped Vitality before with these dribbles. Now Radosin is charged down by Jorius. Alpha into the center. Wants to hit this one himself. Gets the floor flip reset. Archie gets in his teammate's way. This is dangerous for Oxygen. But Vitality are heading back.
Archie, they're dribbling. Gets it around 1, actually, but with Alpha on that back line with more boost than him, it will be going in favor of Vitality. Radosin follows up, but Jorius to cut it out. Nice and short. Sizen passing towards Radosin. Sees it open. Archie Sizen's right, but Radosin misses. It can't be dropped in by Sizen. Alpha to shoot to save the lives of Vitality. They are victorious.
Who else but Alpha? What a series! What a tournament the Frenchman has had, trapped in the reserves of the RLCS for so long. He finally has his teammates, and Team Vitality have their first grand finals since November of 2021.
Those reactions from Vitality say it all. They knew they had this series in the palm of their hand. They knew it went to Game 7 overtime.